Well, now what we're going to do is to investigate how to uncover someone's underlying motivation. And as you probably figure out, motivation isn't about the facts, ma'am. They're about the emotion. So what we're going to do is to find a three-step process to uncover what's really motivating that person to make a change. Because unless that motivation is really strong, they are not going to change. Because change is hard, change is risky. So the first thing we have to do when we're questioning is we ask people what they want, and then we attach some benefits, what that'll do for them, and then ask, is that what they're thinking about? Then we probe for more information because they might say something like, I want a deal. Well, don't assume you know what deal is. Find out exactly what they need. You know, many times agents say buyers are liars. Oh, I don't think so. I think it's that we're not as good as we could be at asking the questions we need to ask. So now what we've done is we've attached benefits to those features and we've asked, is that what you're looking for? Then we've asked about more information so we really understand what they're talking about. And then finally, we're thinking, what is the underlying motivation? And there are really three. There's either personal space or prestige or security, and that can be family security. Now, some people have all three, but there's one dominant one, and we can't find the right home for those people until we discover what is their dominant buying motivation. So here's the situation. Pia and I are sitting at her kitchen table, and I've been interviewing her using the buyer questionnaire as to what she's looking for in a home. So that's where we're going to pick it up right now. And I want you to listen and think to yourself, of those three dominant buying motives, which one do you think is her highest priority? So here we go. Well, I know, Pia, I've asked you a whole lot of questions. You probably said you didn't realize there were that many questions about buying a home.
No, I didn't.
So I just have a few more. Let's see. You told me, I think that you needed three bedrooms. Is that right?
Correct.
One
Yep.
for you
Three.
and one for the teenagers.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we talked about you wanting to move your things, off the kitchen table.
Yes.
Because of your two offices.
Yeah.
And moving into your own offices, which would give you a lot of more privacy.
Right.
Tell me a little bit more about what that needs to look like.
For the offices, yeah. So oftentimes, the chaos of just everyday life is circling around you, and you're trying to do your work on your business, and the dog's barking and the dishwasher's going. I just really think that George and I need our separate home office where we can have things set up permanently, filing cabinets, computers, be able to close the door and really get some business done so we can then go back and enjoy our family life.
That makes sense to me.
Yep.
Now, did you mean that you and George each need an office, or
Yes.
did you want to share? Oh, that was
No,
fast.
no.
No, you don't want to share an office.
We have different working styles.
Okay, all right, good. And how large do these offices need to be?
I think probably the size of a medium-sized bedroom.
Okay.
I would like to have a window in each.
Sure.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we can open on those rare warm days in Seattle.
Okay, all right. Okay, makes sense to me. Is there anything else about those offices I don't know? Because armed with what you've told me, then I'm going to go look for these homes, hopefully with your eyes.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it needs to be a more up-to-date house because of the wiring, computer equipment, and so forth. So it can't be, I don't want just one plug in the room. So.
Okay, great. All right. Well, I'll keep that in mind too when we take a look.
Great.
Because as you told me, you have a budget and you don't have a whole lot of money to update whatever we find. So what's there needs to be there.
Exactly.
All right. Okay, great. Well, I think you've told me a lot about what you need and what the function of it is. If there are any other things that I don't think of, let me give you a call.
Okay.
So what's going to happen next is, then armed with everything you've told me, and I really appreciate it, I'm going to go try to look with your eyes and pick out the best things I can see, and then we'll make an appointment. We'll go see them and have a good time while we go.
Fun. Great.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Pia. So that was the shortened version of a conversation with Pia where I had interviewed her, did the home interview on what she was looking for. Now, of the three dominant buying motives, prestige, security, family security being part of it, or personal space, what do you think hers was? Well, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? For her right now, because both of them are working the kitchen table and she's got two teenagers, personal space is the deal. Now, personal space doesn't necessarily mean a mansion, does it? It doesn't mean 5 acres. It may mean the difference between a studio apartment and a one-bedroom condo. So armed with these things then, you know how to attach benefits to features, how to probe for more information. At the back of your mind, try to figure out what is that dominant underlying motivation. But you have to know that before you go look for homes.